What's going on YouTube? Joe Miner 3131 with JS Miner 87 back again with the DFS Quarry channel to break down the Saturday, November 17th, 2018 main slate, which begins at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Looks like what, 8 games. 8-game slate. Jared, how you doing tonight?
Oh, just had one beer. The games keep going this way. We're going to stay up and maybe have a couple more. I could be better. My snowflake stack from last night, I think, turned into a diamond stack. So, hey, you win some, you lose some, though.
Sure, why not? It is what it is, man. If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it.
Low scoring tonight, though. Low scoring.
To be honest, I didn't see nothing.
Oh, man, it's like 2-1 overtimes, 2-1 shootouts. Dallas won 1-0 in overtime with a goal by – it was their fourth line guy, but assisted by Jean-Marc. I'm like, what's this guy even doing in the ice in overtime? Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, honestly, you know what I mean? You wouldn't expect him to be on the ice. You'd figure
No,
all
you wouldn't. So, I mean, I at least called Boston not scoring at all on the road.
Oh, they didn't score at all.
They didn't score at all.
Oh, so Bishop had the shutout?
Bishop had a shutout.
Wow. See, I thought he was losing that job. I did. But whatever. This is an absolute true first look for me, man. I just pulled the slate up. I have done nothing. I've been super busy. But with that being said, we'll jump right into it and get going, man. First game on the slate, Columbus Blue Jackets heading into Carolina to take on the Carolina Hurricanes. We have an over-under of 6 in this game, and Carolina is a -120 home favorite, and it should be Bobrovsky and Darling, but we'll see. What do you like here?
Well, I mean, this is where you start to get a little bit juicy, you know, because this matchup has happened once this year with a 3-1 Carolina road win in Columbus. With Carolina had multi points by Sebastian Aho and Michael Furland in game one with also a goal by Martinook. And Blue Jackets' top line did nothing in this game. Their goal actually came from Dubinsky. So that's just a little high level for you on what happened previously. Recently, Columbus has been on fire. They're 4-1 in their last 5. Carolina is 2-3 in their last 5. So Columbus on a 2-game win streak here. And you know what? I'm going to say all aboard the Columbus train here. Give me Pierre-Luc Dubois and give me Artemi Panarin. Looking at this daily face-off there, Joe, I was fortunate enough. I got to review a good bit for you, so I'll try to give you what I know. Bobrovsky and Panarin will be in. The daily face-off has them down here at injuries, but I actually read an article. It was call it what I have, getting over here. The flu or something went through that Columbus locker room, they said, and that's all that was. So look for those guys to be on the ice. Should be. I know they said Bobrovsky was even in practice today. When you look at Columbus's power play, they're also in line here. I wouldn't say Atkinson. I think he's in play as well here. But for me in this slate, breaking it down on the first look aspect, I liked Dubois and I liked Panarin. And I like Werenski to have a game as well. You see his 3 assists, 9 shots, 2 power play points. I can't believe they upped them to 5,100, but I'm okay there to pay that tomorrow. I don't want to do a big mega stack on this game because, looking at that Vegas line, I'm a little on the fence about it. You could almost think that maybe Carolina comes out, but Carolina, I don't like where they stand coming off this pretty hot Columbus team. If I was going to Carolina here, no reason why Furland and Aho can't do the same production they had in game one. against Columbus. But I'm not big on these. If I did anything here, I might try to take a one-off here of maybe even Jordan Stahl, maybe one off him at the 5,400. Because, it's one thing I find you always looking at is the shots. 18 shots in 5 games, maybe one goes in. Let's see if, Martin Nook, maybe he gets another goal. Maybe he's hot against this team. I wouldn't take him, though. He's not on any power play for Carolina. But I don't know how much you look at Carolina's power play because, no, they are 15. Penalty kill is where I was recalling. Carolina's dead last in penalty kill on home ice in the NHL. Combine that against a Columbus 12th ranked power play that draws 4 penalties a game. Columbus power play here is in play, and that's where I'm going to look at. I would have no problem considering Bobrovsky in that either. At what are we looking at? Let me go real quick. Oh, they have Bobrovsky. He's going to be 7,800 tomorrow. So that's where I'm at. I look for it to kind of be a similar, maybe 3-1 game, 3-2 game like the first game. But I look for Columbus. That's the way I have a game scripted on my end.
I don't think, honestly, that I want any goalie here. Oh, of course I did. Give me 1 second. Six over under. Oh man, this game could go either way, right? I think it'll go over the 6. To be honest with you, I like a 4-3 game here. I don't want any goalies, although Bobrovsky's been playing a lot better. Darling's playing pretty. Yeah, I just think there's going to be some scoring here. Give me the pair of Dubois and Atkinson. Jenner's getting a lot of ice time, blocks a lot of shots. I like him at 5,700. That's not a bad price. This Josh Anderson, they never have a price on daily faceoff for him. It really pisses me off. Yeah, the second line pairing of actually the whole line stack. The second line isn't that bad. Foligno, Jenner, and Anderson. I mean, they're scoring. They got 4 goals for that line over the past 5 games. Tons of shots, man. They're really shooting. Columbus shoots the puck, man, a lot. I don't think you need to go down to the third line, but I really like that second line, Columbus there. That's interesting. Defensively, Seth Jones obviously doesn't have a shot in the last 5 games, but he does have 5 assists. Or doesn't have a goal in the last 5 games, but does have 5 assists with 13 shots. 6,200. It's a pretty fair price. Man, he's only 5,200 on FanDuel. That's really nice. Yeah, I'd lock and load Seth Jones on FanDuel. Lock and load. That's very nice. Werenski, not really now at 5,100. He's not doing enough for me there. And he has 3 assists over the last 5 games, but only 9 shots and 2 blocks. So, nah, I won't go there for 5,100. I don't know about the power play units, but for me, it's the top 5. Really, not really interested in Bjorkstrand at all. It's really Dubois and Atkinson. That's a pretty cheap pairing too. That's not that bad for being a couple studs. 6K and 6,500. That's nice. So yeah, Columbus is in play here certainly. Carolina, Hurricanes. Yeah, I don't want Darling, man. if I'm taking a shot on a goalie here is Bobrovsky, but I'm probably not going to play him. I hit the other day. I think it was the other day with Ferland. Did he have 2 goals in one game, I think? If not, I hit on him one day. I did play him once, but for me, it's the pairing of the top line there of Aho and Teravainen. It's really just Aho, to be honest, more than anybody. I mean, he's your safer play. I mean, they're both in play. You want to stack them up, obviously, in the GPP. But if you're playing a cash game, you could one off Aho. Brock McGinn, 3,100 is interesting price, being paired with Jordan Staal and Justin Williams. Man, looks like Stahl's sort of slumped there a little bit right now. Looks no goals, no assists, but he does have 18 shots. So. I don't know there. I think I'm on the Columbus side here, to be honest with you. Actually, I know I am. Before I would play Jordan Staal and Justin Williams, I would play Svechnikov and Walmark off the third line. And I really would. They're cheaper and you're getting the same kind of production, more or less. So that's where I would go. Defensively, Slavin. Man. I guess you could take a shot on Dougie Hamilton too, but he's a little expensive. So is Justin Falk too, 5,200. But either way, them guys are in play. All three of them: Slavin, Hamilton, Justin Falk. Probably stay away from DeHaan, but he's cheap. So if you want to get access to their defense at all, and you ain't got much cash, he's only 3,200. It's fine. I'm on the Columbus side here. I like Columbus in this one. Certainly. So give me Columbus in a give me Columbus in a 4-3 win. I still like it to go over. I like some goals here. But I think I want to be on the Columbus side. Anything else?
Now, the only thing was that a third line guy for Columbus had a shorthanded goal the other day. Who's right under Josh Anderson, if you still have it up?
No, I already moved over, but
there's one. He's a third liner. He had a shorthanded goal. I can't think of his name, but I looked at him earlier too.
All right, that's interesting. Third liner. All right. Next game up, we have the Florida Panthers heading into New York to take on the New York Rangers in Madison Square Garden. -123, visiting favorite for the Panthers. We have a 5.5 over/under in this game, and it should be Luongo and Lundqvist. What do you like here?
Well, this here game here, I think I'm scripting this as a game stack here. Take a piece from each. Another one where you can kind of look at the past. Don't get too caught up into this one here, because this was a time when Florida was dealing with the injury of Luongo. So they had Michael Hutchison and James Reimer in net, and it was so bad that, yeah, look at this, James Reimer. Oh no, James Reimer came in for 2 saves. So the thing you want to take from this. The Rangers won that game 5-2, by the way, at Madison Square. I look for the Rangers to win this one yet again. They are 3-2 in their past 5. Florida is 4-1, but Florida just came off a thrashing by Columbus, and that's what I was telling you. I watched the recap the other day, earlier tonight, and that's where I saw that shorthanded goal by. It bugs me that I'm not going to think of that. By the end of the night, I'll have it. But, yeah, Columbus ended up pouring it on Florida in the third. And this Rangers team is hot, and I think you got to look at that top line. Zibanejad, in his first game against Florida, had 7 shots and 4 points. He had 2 goals and 2 assists in the first game they faced off this year. So I think he's definitely in play. Zuccarello, he had 2 goals in the first game matchup against them. You see, he's kind of, paired off. But, Joe, I don't know how much if you paid attention word for word. I think Zuccarello falls into that same Tom Wilson category. It says 6 minutes, 43 minutes ice time. So he clearly must have had an injury or missed some time that now that's impacting, because I'd really like to know how long he's been on this first line. Pardon me, guys, that I don't follow the Rangers team that close to know, hey, Zuccarello's been on this first line. I don't think he has, because I thought it was Nemestikov or even go down to the injury. Buchnevich was there the other day. So I think Zuccarello is just coming back. That's why his time on ice is 6:43. So I think Zuccarello at 4,600 could be in play here. Philip Chytil, he had a goal the other night, so he's got 2 goals in the past 5 games on the power play. Certainly in play. If you're doing the second line, I only like the pair. Give me Kevin Hayes because he shoots a lot. Give me Kreider because he scores a lot. And look at his power plays. 3 power plays points in the past 5. The other night, I know I called – the other night, it was even earlier in the week here. I did call the third line of the Rangers there to get a possible goal. And it might have been Howden that had that goal. But this third line's interesting. I don't think you're going to need to go there tomorrow. But this is one that you pencil down if you're struggling and you don't know where to go. This is a good option here. Look at Vesey, third line, but he's getting 17 minutes, 13 shots. These stats here are equivalent to some second liners on other teams. At 4,500, he's in play as a one-off, even if you wanted to take a chance here. You see the new addition of Ryan Strome here on this fourth line. They just acquired him from Edmonton. They got rid of Spooner, so you will be watching to see how well he pairs into this. Neil Pionk, that second defensive pairing at 5,500, still ride him, guys. I think he's on like a 7-game point streak or something crazy like that. So keep riding him. Certainly, even D'Angelo at 4,300, I like playing him as well. If you haven't caught on, I'm scripting the Rangers to win this. I think I did say earlier. Lundqvist, if he's in that, I don't really have any part of the goalies in this matchup. I don't find either favorable. Going over to Florida, it's still Mike Hoffman at 6,600. It's still Barkov at 6,300. You can go Dadonov. I'm not high on Dadonov at 6,800. I'd like him to shoot a little bit more from my perspective. 6,300 on that second line. Huberdeau, he had a couple points, I think, in the first matchup, 6,300. You obviously can't go with all these lines because the guys of the cost here. You pick. You either want Barkov or Hoffman. You can even take Dadonov and Hoffman if you'd want. Or you go down to the second line, you take Huberdeau and Trocheck. Either one is a completely viable option. Like I said, third and fourth line, I don't think you're going here. I still like Yandel at 5,700. He's a little more pricey, but look at the power play production in the past 5 games, guys. 4 points. You might need some monetary savings, and we'll give you a couple defensive options that are, right around 3,000 that you can get some, that 1.5, 2-point floor and be happy with that. So we'll talk about those plays later on. I don't think this one has any. Like I said, no interest in the goalie pick. And I think you got to look and stay special teams in this case, guys. Let's go quick. Yeah, Rangers draw some penalties. They're 21st, but remember what we said about the past 5 games. They've gotten a lot more power plays points there. So these stats still need to be a little, these are on the year stats. They did start off slow. Same with Florida down here. Florida on the road. They're 4-3-2, but look at that. They are 4th in the league in power play, drawing the most penalties. So look at this as a strict special teams kind of game, I think. and make your plays from there.
Um, I mean, obviously, you know, these guys are crushing, man. Florida. They're crushing. It's a low total Vegas is predicting here to 5.5. Which is interesting. I think it could stay under the 5.5. So if I think it can stay under the 5.5, right? We're looking at what? We're gonna say a 3-2 game here, right? I like Florida in this one. I gotta go against you here, I think. I'm not sure how much I want of either team, though, to be honest with you. At 5.5 over under, I'm not gonna end up playing these guys. I mean, whatever. The top line for Florida's in play. Dadonov, Barkov, Hoffman. Obviously, they're getting up in price. Barkov's still the cheapest. I like him as a one-off, better than the other two. He's producing 3 goals and 2 assists over the last 5 games on 15 shots, 3 blocks, and a power play point. He's getting the most ice time too. So Barkov is interesting. I like the pairing off the second line of Huberdeau and Trocheck, but Vetrano, man, is shooting the puck a ton too. So at 4,300, I'd look at him too. He's just not quite getting that ice time I'd like at just under 15 minutes, but I think you got to consider him. I don't think you need to go down to the third or fourth line. If you wanted to, Jugstad at 4,600 would be an okay play. And I like off the fourth line, Seaver. He shoots a lot. He's getting about 12.5 minutes of ice time, but he has a goal and an assist on 16 shots and 6 blocks. So it's pretty fair. Defensively, Matheson or Ekblad are great prices, but Keith Yandel is a king. Not really too much over the last 5. He has a goal and 3 assists on 9 shots and 6 blocks. 4 power play points, though. He's 5,500 on FanDuel. So that's, you know, where you get them bonus, that power play bonus. You can go there, certainly, with Yandel. I like that. Your power play is expensive. So, maybe you want to just grab a piece of their power play. So if you wanted to grab a piece of their power play, their top unit, you could pair Dadonov and Barkov together, and just throw in like a Vince Trocheck or Huberdeau with it with a Yandel. But to get all 5 in would be tough. That's a big ask. A really big ask. I don't think you could do it. So yeah, maybe grab like 3 of them off of here if you really wanted to play part of that power play. Second power play unit, you could fit that in if you wanted to do a full stack of that, but I don't think I would do that. I think it'd be more the top unit for me. Luongo's interesting, man. If I think it stays under, you know, the 5.5, and Luongo only gives up 2 goals, but sees 35 shots, it might be enough. So I'm going to keep him in play. Now, I heard you mention here, Buchnevich. I remember reading a couple days ago, he got injured, right?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, he went out. I don't know if but I think it was an injury, not the flu bug. He's on the IR. Yeah.
Yeah, his is long term.
Yeah, he was on that top line, right?
Yeah, I thought he was just starting to come around too.
Yeah, okay. Now, this is a little irritating, actually, right? Because this screws up the second line play. because Zuccarello was on the second line right wing with Kreider and Hayes. Is that how they were playing it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was that. Yeah, I remember only playing that Kreider Hayes duo for the longest time. I think they've kept that pair at least on the second
Yeah.
table.
Yeah, they did. They did. So that makes Zibanejad and Zuccarello kind of interesting and fairly priced because Zuccarello is 5,900 on FanDuel, but he's 4,600 on DK. So, one's really high or one's really low. So pair them up, maybe. You could do that. Zibanejad and Zuccarello as a pairing. I don't mind that. And I like Kreider and Hayes as a pairing. I don't think I do the full line stacks here at all, though. I think it's just the pairings for me. Brett Howden off the third line center, 3,700 is pretty interesting. Man, Ryan Strome on that fourth line shoots a lot. 10 goals on the fourth line in under 15 minutes. Or not 10 goals, 10 shots on goal with a goal and an assist, though. I wonder if he gets power play time.
Yeah, I don't know what line Edmonton had him on, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He came from Edmonton.
Yeah, I think he was third line in Edmonton.
Maybe. I'm not certain. I'd have to go back and look at that. I don't know. Defensively, D'Angelo. My man, Pionk. Pionk is a king. 5,500. Yeah, he's a king. I like him a lot. Give me some Pionk. Give me some Shattenkirk at 40. Yeah, it's those two for me, certainly. Pionk and Shattenkirk. Certainly, without a doubt, defensively. And you could easily fit the top power play unit in. Simply. No problem. Kreider, Mestikov, Zuccarello, Zibanejad, and Pionk. I wouldn't mind that. It's rather nice. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I like the pairings off the top two lines. Kreider and Hayes, Zibanejad and Zuccarello, and I like Pionk and Shattenkirk defensively. And Lundqvist, I mean, I think you got to consider him. He's 2-0-1 over the last 5 games. He has given up 3.2 goals a game with only an 889 save percentage. So, yeah, I won't be playing any Lundqvist. I'll keep Luongo in play, though. That's all I got here. Anything else? You want to move on?
Keep on moving.
All right, next game up on this slate, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins, struggling Pittsburgh Penguins, heading into Ottawa to take on the Ottawa Senators. We have Pittsburgh as a minus 150 visiting favorite. We have an over-under of 6 in this game. What I seen projected was Murray and Anderson, I believe, was confirmed. So, what do you like here?
Yeah, you are correct. Anderson, I know, has been confirmed here. Let's just start with the Penguins. I like, I've always been kind of a fan of more Malkin than Crosby. So seeing Malkin on this first line since Crosby's out with Hornquist, I find joy in that. Hornquist, you got to play him. He's starting to come back and mesh well with Malkin. He might be Malkin's definitely best line pairing since Kessel's left him. So he's in play here. I wouldn't be opposed to even doing Hornquist with Kessel on the second line just because they are, I think they're both on that first power play unit. I'm not going to do more than 2 people for the Penguins just because you said it right there. They're struggling. You don't know what you're going to get from them. So I'm going to pair it that way, whether it's Malkin, Hornquist, Kessel, 2 of those 3 in that fashion. Until these other guys can prove they can score, I'm not going to do it. And I'm definitely going to keep involved, watch the media tomorrow after that morning skate. Rumor has it that Brassard has a good chance of playing, and that'll be the first time he steps on the ice in 10 games. So it'll be interesting to see, my guess is they'll put him back on this third line center here and take out Derek Grant That's my guess, and put him with Rust and Simone. That being the case, if he comes back strong, I think that'll be a good third line that the Penguins really need, because Derek Grant, the third line, is not what we need. 6,700 for Chris Letang. What is DraftKings doing? I'd rather take my chance at a 2,500 Brian Dumoulin against Craig Anderson that you don't know what you're getting any day of the week. So he's one of those 2,500 guys that I'm talking about, that the potential's there. I mean, he's got a goal. He's got 5 shots, 7 blocks. Not great numbers, but for 2,500 and probably a half a point, I'm going to take a chance there because it's not going to break my bank. But Penguins, when you look at them on the road, they are the best power play in the league on the road. They don't draw a lot of penalties. That's the only downside when you look at them on the road. But they do have the fourth best penalty kill. So when I'm looking at that, and you obviously see how the power play is doing in the past 5 for Ottawa. You see a couple points there along the way on both of them. You kind of ask yourself, is that something that I think is going to continue or not? Joe has made me question this daily face-off ever since, because, you really want to know, seeing that the last update was the 15th, did Ottawa play these lines last game or not? And that's the real question, because Zingle was not on this third line before. It looks like, whether it's for a morning skate or what have you, Bodker came up with Duchesne and brought Zingle down. That is not a good move in my book. I'm going to go with this Colin White, Mark Stone pairing, because that is, Joe says it best, that's a price for a steal on a combo pair. Colin White, don't let those minutes alarm you. He definitely was not first line before. It was Matt Duchesne. That's why Duchesne's minutes are higher. They bumped Duchesne down and put Colin White up. And he did have a goal the other night, Colin White. And Mark Stone is just a clear put him in. Look at that, 8 points, 18 shots in 5 games. Yeah, you got it. Even if you didn't think that even if you were scared from this game, you throw Mark Stone at that 6,000 price tag as a one-off. And you can, even Matt Duchesne, you could do the same with him. At 6,500, I think the better value is Mark Stone. But, the prices that might be different because of him being a center, obviously. Third line, Ryan Zingle. Yeah, you can take a shot on him. I'd probably hold off, because if this is the pairing and they don't, if you want to play Ottawa, obviously watch them. But you say to yourself, is he going to get that production with less ice time and with new partners? And if it is Murray, it's open season. If it's Murray, you're going to get 4 goals. I watched the game the other night, or I watched the highlights of yesterday's game, and Murray had 2 soft goals. I don't care what anyone says. He was out of position, and Braden Point made him look silly for 2 goals of his 4. At least he had a period in the third where he didn't give up any goals. Chabot is in play at 6,500. Look at this. 27 shots in 5 games. That's insane. Put him in as well. Even if you wanted to one-off him, you could. Looking at this, I don't think you're getting a night like tonight with 2 goals, 2-goal win, 2-goal win, 2-goal win. That's not happening. Tomorrow, you're getting goals. Pens are in some chaos. So I'm at least going to give Craig Anderson a look. He is coming off he's coming off a 2-1 win in Detroit. And my God, he made some stellar saves in Detroit. He had 2 penalty shot saves in the third period to help win that game. And I think he had 41 saves or something like that. So Craig Anderson deserves a look. I thought Matt Murray was going to, he's over his hump last time. I think he got me negative 2.4 or something. DraftKings there last night. So, yeah, never play him again. Even Jake Allen's in play over him now.
Come on now. Jake Allen is never in play.
Jake Allen got a 4-1 win tonight in Vegas.
I don't care. He's never in play. With that being said, everybody should know by now, even as a homer, right? Because I'm a homer, dude. Matt Murray can kiss my ass, man. He sucks so bad. He is one of the worst goalies in the NHL right now. It was a fluke what he did in those Stanley Cup runs, man. A bottom line fluke. That's all there is to it. He sucks. I don't care. Yeah, and Raiders fan forever. Thanks for watching, bud. We appreciate it. Anyway, with that being said, I want some Pens power play here, man. That's where I'm going. I'm not even going to talk about nothing else. Well, I am going to talk about it. Well, no, I'm not, because I'm going to talk about them anyway. I like this top unit from the Pens, power play unit. Ottawa's not very good on the kill, so I definitely want Letang in there for certain. Okay, so give me some Chris Letang, and give me some Malkin, and give me some Hornquist, and that's where I want to go with it. Maybe take a shot the other way too, and if you're gonna be it like this, right? Get Letang with the line pairing. That's how I think I want to do this. Give me Chris Letang with Malkin and Hornquist, or Chris Letang with Gensel and Kessel. That's the way I want to play it. Second unit, no, nothing there. That's what I want right there. Exactly what I said. A combination of those three: Hornquist, Malkin, Letang, Gensel, Kessel, Letang. One of those three. And Murray, no way. Ottawa here, I think, is just in a bad way. I played Anderson the last time out, and he had a great game. He really did. I like the Pens to win this game, but I like goals to be scored in this game. So give me that top line stack right here of Kachuk, White, and Stone. You could do that. It's an easy fit in there, right? There's no way this is right. There's no way this. You're kidding me, right? I think this Batherson was up. No way. This is the same as it was the other day. I've never seen Dzingel down on that third line. And I end up watching a lot of later games. One from doing this, but you don't think this is right? With Ottawa, these line pairings?
It looks very wonky, that's for sure.
Listen, I'm going to talk about what I think it'll be, right? I'm not going by this. Give me Duchesne and Dzingel as a pairing, and then the top line. That's what I want. I don't want Boddicker or Batherson. Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, if Dzingel is down there with Tyrion, it doesn't make sense. Why are you going to put Duchesne all on the second line all by himself? That doesn't make it. You know what I mean? The man's got two goals and 7 assists over the last 5 games. This is ridiculous. And the guys he's with has done absolutely jack shit. This can't be right. Nonetheless, give me Duchesne and Dzingel. Give me Kachuk, White, and Stone. That's it. Give me those. And yeah, that's what I want. And Shabbat, hell yeah, dude. Certainly. 65, he's a lock and load. If you play Ottawa, get Shabbat in there with him, no matter what. And I played Cody Ceci the other day, and I got that goal. So, kick ass to Cody Ceci. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And I ended up finishing 6th in that 300 and I want to say it was 357 people in that tourney I was in. I finished 6th, man. I was rocking 2nd there for a long time. And I think what did it caused me to lose out was the I think San Jose played the late game that night, and Carlson ended up with 2 assists. I think is what screwed me, to be honest with you. But whatever, I didn't play him, and that's how the guys caught me behind me. But I'll take that. I'll take the 6. That was all right. That's all I got on this game, man. Give me Kachuk, White, Stone, Duchesne, Dzingel, Shabbat, Cody CC. Nothing else. I don't want no Anderson. Anderson he's in play for a GPP if you think Ottawa can win this game, but I think he's going to give up too many goals for a win. Raiders fan forever saying Dzingel was third line last Ottawa game. How often? I mean, he may have started that way. I don't know if you looked into that or not, but it's one thing I like to look at is how much time on the ice did those 3 on that third line play together. Right, Jared? You'd be interested in knowing that?
It could potentially work. I mean, that's how Kessel kind of plays.
Right. I get it. I get it. You know what I mean? If that's the stack, I don't mind that. Because I'm a Chris Tierney fan, so Bobby Ryan, I believe you played him one night, got you a goal.
Yeah. I still say that Ottawa made out in that San Jose deal with Carlson so far.
Oh yeah, Carlson is whatever, but nonetheless, Raiders fan forever. If you're right, man, I think the third line for Ottawa is in play here because that third line of Ottawa right there will do just fine against Pittsburgh's third line. So, game stack this, I think, and you stay away from the goalies. Next game up, Montreal Canadiens heading into Vancouver to take on the Vancouver Canucks. We should have Mark Price and Markstrom. In this one, we have Montreal is a minus 115 visiting favorite. Vancouver is a 5.5. But yeah, Vancouver 5.5 over under in this game. I think I knew where yeah, whatever, man. I'm on the Montreal side. What do you like here?
Well, I tell you, I watched the highlights from last game for Vancouver. They actually started that backup. I think it was like his first ever game, and it showed. He's trying to play the puck. I'll just tell you, Richard Bachman. He was trying to play the puck from behind the net. It reminded me of Marc-Andre Fleury's older days. He tries to throw it up to the center of the ice to none other than I think it was Mika Koivu for a minute. Set, boom, right into the empty net, and they were like, bad play, Bachman. And so, listen, Vancouver is riding a 4-game losing streak. They are back at home for the first time, at least in 5 games. You got Montreal, who's been they've been offensively productive, but they've, in the games they've lost, they're 2-3 in their last 5. In the games they've given up 5 goals, 6 goals, and 6 goals. So when they lose in big fashion. That being said, and I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one, I like Vancouver to stop the bleeding. I look for Markstrom to have a big game. Maybe not a big game, but like give up 2 goals. And as we know, Montreal can shoot the puck, so he wouldn't be a bad play here. When I look at this, let me just quickly go into Vancouver's stats on home. They're 13th in the league. They don't draw too many penalties here. Go on the road. Does Montreal take a lot of penalties? Where are they at? Now, don't give me pairings here for Vancouver. Vancouver, I like Bo Horvat for short, 5,900. That's good productivity. 7 points in the past 5 with 16 shots there. With Vertanen shooting the puck like a machine. I bet I bet Jordan Stahl wishes he had 3 goals to go with his 18 shots, but he just hasn't. So 4,700, Jake Vertanen, I'm on board here. Pedersen, listen, I know he's been, looking at these stats, you're like, oh, man, he's been slow. But he's in play here. And pair him up with Louis Eriksson. I've always been a Louis Eriksson fan over the course of his whole career. And he's starting to come to life here at 4,200. That's great value. Archibald, that's a lie. Don't play Archibald because I'm pretty. Oh, no. I'm lying. It's the other Archibald. It's David Archibald that got the suspension for Arizona. I think they gave him 2 games for hit on someone from Nashville. So ignore that. But don't get, like I said here, this third, fourth line, it's hard to. I think that this third and fourth line will have a goal. If anything, maybe run Granlund. If you're lacking cash at 14 shots and 4 points in 5 games at 3,300, Granlund is a good one-off play here. But other than that, I'm steering. And Leipzig, I'm lying to you. Leipzig's interesting because he gets power play time even though he's on that fourth line. Yeah, both the Granlund and Leipzig. You could get away with a cheap stack if you play a mega stack on another game and really lack money. You can get away with running Granlund and Leipzig as your kind of third option if you think that Vancouver's going to get a power play goal. If you don't think Vancouver's getting a power play goal, then stay away from those guys because that's really where their production is probably going to come from. Even though, actually, Marcus Granlund's, if he has no power play points and 4 points in his last 5, he's gotten all his even strength. So we're on shorthanded. But, yeah, I'm still on board. Don't lose faith in Pedersen. He's still in play here. But like I said, I like line combos here. I like Horvat, Burton, and Eriksson, Pedersen. Montreal side, guys, for me, it's still the second line pairing here, and I love the fact that Andrew Shaw has joined them on the second line. Now it kind of makes it a possible play for the diamond stack here. You got a lot of points riding this second line. Druin had a goal the other night again. Domi has been super productive, and you can see it in his price tag all the way up to 6,600. Lakinen's goal the other day was so soft. It was like a long distance shot that I think just deflected through the 5-hole. So it was a lucky shot. So that one goal doesn't impress me for Lakinen on that third line. But yeah, it's the second line for me. I don't have an issue if you want to one-off Tatar and take a chance there. Look at that shooting percentage, guys. 5 goals and 12 shots is insanely productive shooting. And none of them, are on the power play. That's great production from the DFS standpoint. Like I said, I like Markstrom to come back. He got the night off the other night. I think he's going to play well. And I think Vancouver's going to love to be home tomorrow after that long, embarrassing road trip. And certainly I don't mind Jeff Petrie on the defensive side for Montreal either. And Vancouver side, I'm going to stay away. I'm going to steer clear of Vancouver's defensive pairing for me tomorrow. But certainly if you look at that second defensive pairing, Ben Hutton and Eric Goodbranson, they could be your defensive pairings if you'd want to play either one of those guys.
Boy, I tell you what, man. This is going to be crazy tomorrow here because we are different. Certainly. You and I've talked many times about Markstrom. You know, I'm a massive fan of Markstrom. He's just on the wrong team. That's all. I think he just needs a better defense in front of him. And if they're willing, we'll trade Matt Murray for Markstrom even up right across the board. Just so they know. We, as fans, will definitely enjoy that. Dude, I like Montreal, man. Give me some Tatar, Gallagher off that top line as a pairing. Give me Druin and Max Domi off that. Give me some Shaw with them guys, actually. Man, look at that. 4 goals over the last 5 games on 12 shots, 2 assists. Yeah, these guys, it's them 5 right there. Tatar, Gallagher, Druin, Domi, Shaw. Awesome. I'm with you on Lekanen, man. I'm not a fan. Whatever. If you want to play him, play him. I'm not going to. I like the top 5. Defensively, Jeff Petrie all day long. Definitely in play. Yulson, nah, he's not doing enough. Nobody else really is doing enough. Yeah, it's just Petrie defensively. That's very fair. And Carey Price, I think he's in play. I just don't know if he's going to see enough shots. So dig into Vancouver a little more in the morning here. Well, I guess it is the morning, a little more at some point here. And we'll take a better look. But I think I'd rather play some other. I'd rather play Luongo or Bobrovsky over Price, I think. As far as Vancouver, if I'm not playing any goalie here and I'm going to play some Montreal, right? Say I run a 3-man stack of Montreal, then I'm going to come over to Vancouver. I'm definitely going to grab a one-off at least to run back against that. So Pedersen hasn't scored in the last 5 games. He's getting his feet back underneath him. I think that hit, man, that cat from Florida laid on him kind of sick, slowed him down a little bit, scared him a little bit. But he's all right. Bo Horvat, he's putting up some goals, throwing some assists out there too. That's fine. Virtanen, he's playing well. But I still think I just use these guys as one-offs, man. Is the way I'm going to go. I'm not going to pair them up or do anything like that. Defensively, no. Good Branson. Take a shot on him, I guess, at 2,500. But, yeah, not really for me. Nothing here defensively. I think you get better plays elsewhere. And, yeah, I don't want Markstrom. I am a fan, but I don't want to play him tomorrow. I don't think at all. So, that's it for me. I like Montreal for certain in this one, man. And it's some top 5 guys. Let them hold off, and then pull one off of Vancouver and play it. Run it back with that. Is how I'm going to play that. Jared, we're obviously way different, but that's okay. That's what people, you know what I mean? They don't want to tune in and listen to us agree on every single pick. And if they're looking for that, that's just never going to happen. I don't think we have ever agreed on everything. So I don't see us starting now. Next game up on the slate. Boston Bruins heading into Arizona to take on the Arizona Coyotes. They are a -111 visiting favorite. Boston is 5.5 over/under in this game, and I seen Halak and Kemper. What do you like here?
I mean, to me this is a scary game. And before I start going into this, Raiders fan, the only thing I got to say about Vancouver might come out flat during the road trip. They've been flat during the whole road trip. So if anything, they're just staying the course if that happens tomorrow.
Wait. Before you jump any further, is this their first game back?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Give me all the Montreal. Give me all the Montreal, man. If you look at it seriously, this is Raiders fan, dude. No. You're spot on here, man. Here's why. If you look at it, right, statistically, and I'm not saying just for Vancouver as an individual team, I'm saying overall as a whole. I called Minnesota. If anybody remembers, I called Minnesota on this.
It was against Washington.
Yeah. Teams tend to, after a long road trip, on their first game back on home ice, they tend to absolutely start slow and come out of the box and out of the gate very flat. And if they do that here, you have to admit Montreal is talented enough. They can light them up, man. They can light them up. Seriously. Honest. Listen, give me Montreal, man. You want a buck on it?
Yeah, we'll throw a buck on it.
All right, fine. Montreal. Everybody heard that too.
Raiders fan, you owe me 50 cents if I lose this one. I'll get it when he's going his way passing through to Johnstown. But yeah, let's go into this Boston here. Listen, I said it last night when I was riding solo. Boston just does not score on the road, and it showed tonight when they didn't score at all against Ben Bishop. And does that continue? I mean, Darcy Kemper is just every bit as good as Ben Bishop. Yeah, if you ask me, I like the way he plays. Let me try to see if Boston has. I think they. So Boston came off some pretty big wins the other day. I don't look for Boston to come out flat again. Yeah, no. Here's an example. On October 3rd, when Boston's first game, they got stomped by Washington 7-0, right? The very next night, they traveled to Buffalo on a back-to-back road night, traveled to Buffalo and stomped them 4-0. This Boston team, I think, they hate to really get stomped. And that, for me, puts this first line in play. Normally, like I said, normally I've been on the Krejci DeBrusk kind of lines the past couple of days. I'm back on this first line. Give me Bergeron and Pasternak back on board. They're going to come out. They're going to shoot heavy against this Arizona team, and they're going to win big. I don't have any interest in Arizona at all. I'm not really going to talk to him. The other thing I might say to play on Arizona, depending how much his price tag is maybe Ekman Larson still at 4,700. Aside from that, I don't want a part of Arizona. I look for this to be really a one-sided Boston game, and I'm definitely putting a line in because my first intuition was to stay away from this game. You know, like Boston on the red, but they get angry when they lose big. You've seen them lose big the other night, the Vancouver, that 8-5 game. What'd they do? The next two games, they stomped Toronto, and then they followed up that Toronto stomping with, I have it up here, them stomping Vegas Golden Knights 4-1. They get mad, and you're going to see a lot of goals from Boston tomorrow. I understand they lost Chara. That's going to be a big play. I know I said that the other day, last night, when I said losing Chara is big because he might not get on the points, but the guy knows where to pass. He's got a precision pass. He takes space. Look at the size of him. He's a monster, right? And Torrey Krug here is also in play defensively at 6,100. I like him too. And you know what? I'm on board with Grzelcyk too at 3,600. Give me some of him. Defensively, do I have interest in Halak? You bet I do. You bet I do.
We're on the same page here, actually, with this game. I think Raiders fan says you watched the Boston game tonight. They looked real bad. Good. I'm glad they did. That will push people away. And I'm going all in. Man, Bergeron and Pasternak as a pairing note is expensive, but they are gonna. I think they're gonna come out with a vengeance here, man. So I like the top line. If I could fit all three in, I'm gonna do that. If I can't, I'm gonna take a pairing. Krejci and DeBrusk. I played DeBrusk the other day. I think he had 2 goals. So yay me. I'll take it all day. I'll run with it. Thanks a lot. May come back to you tomorrow, man. I have to see what kind of space I'm going to have building these lineups. I'm definitely going to play at least 3 here. So Krejci and DeBrusk is a pairing. I kind of like that. Defensively, it'll be Grzelcyk and Krug. Krug is a little expensive at 6,100, but he's shooting the puck a lot. He might, come out 2 firing away. So, yeah, I like that too. Grzelcyk and Krug, and I am drawing much interest in Halak, and I'm done with this game because I don't want no Arizona at all. None. Whatever, Ekman Larson, if you like that, I'm going to talk you off of that. So that's it for me. Next game up, I only got one interest in the next game up too. So jump right into it. Los Angeles Kings heading into Nashville to take on the Nashville Predators. The Predators are a -245 home favorite, and we have an over-under of 6 in this game. It should be Dubois or Dubai, whatever, and the old dude in the net for the Kings. That's what we'll call him, the old guy. And UC Soros. It should be, right? Or is Rene going to be back?
I'm not sure what the news is on that. I think he is going to be back. But
okay. So either way, Soros or Rene, whoever it is, I have much interest in. But what do you like here in this fun-filled fest? Hoping you're not going to be wearing your Kings jersey.
What Kings jersey? This is an interesting one because they played tonight. So do you think they're going to run Budai on a back-to-back? I mean, looking at the 5, that Cal Peterson is 1-0 with 1.19. He's been, I don't know who he played, but.
Well, wait a minute. Who else are they going to play? Cal Peterson? You think that?
Well, I just know they played tonight, and it went all the way to a shootout win.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then it very. Let me see here. He replaced the King. Oh, he replaced Dubois in his first. Yep, here's what it is. Peterson stopped 15 of 16 shots after replacing Dubois in the Kings' 5-1 loss to the Maple Leafs on Tuesday. So 24-year-old has a 9.0 or a .903 save percentage in 51 career games with the Ontario Reign in the AHL. He's formidable, but I don't know if he's formidable here, right?
Yeah. But that being said, and that changed.
Wait a minute. Here's something else here. Raiders fan says Peterson was in the net tonight. So let's pull that up quick. Let's double check that before we move on.
Well, then he had a heck of a game.
Oh. Go ahead. I'll just cut in, man. You can go ahead and talk about it.
But I mean, that would have been the wise decision, actually. Now the Raiders fan now mentions that because Chicago is a way struggling team against Nashville for sure. So you would want at least Budai in net against this Nashville team for what limited chance they're going to have. Rene in a cash play, yeah, I guess 8,500. Man, he's going to cost a lot. I'm probably going to seek other avenues on this goalie option because I don't think that he's going to see a lot of shots against LA. For this Nashville team, I'm probably going to pick a one-off, and I might go against different lines. Here's why. Call it bad luck.
Yo, not to cut in. Sorry, bud. But, yeah, Raiders fan was absolutely right. Cal Peterson, man, 34 saves on 35 shots. He posted an 8.80.
Yeah, I feel bad. Hey, Raiders fan, we're just trying to prep for tonight's slate. And sometimes, like last night when I was looking, I think the last update for starting goalies was 4 months ago for that game. So I apologize, man. We should have been on top of that.
Yeah, I didn't have any time looking at anything. Sorry. But
yeah, like for me in this game, I'm actually going a little bit unorthodox. I'm going to go Philip Forsberg, and I'm going to go Craig Smith. It's a first, and it's a second line. It's not a stack, but look at this. Craig Smith, 21 shots in 5 games, 1 goal, 2 assists. Great production at 4,800. Impossible to ignore. Forsberg, he's starting to shoot the puck a lot more than what he did before, and I like that. He needs to be confident in that. Benino's goal the other day was soft, so you can ignore that 1 goal and 13 shots if you ask me. Sissons, he's in play as well on that third line if you'd want a little depth action. Hartman, I still like where he's at 3,000 on that fourth line. So those guys are all in play for me. But my main look here is taking Forsberg with Craig Smith, especially on that first power play unit combined. Like I said, on the red, yeah, Nashville's power play is not too good, but it's the Kings, guys, and I bet that game was brutal tonight. Going that long, it takes a toll on your body for sure. When I played in the game the other night when we won, I think we won 4-1 our playoff game in the men's hockey league. The team we were playing was on a back-to-back as well, and they only had 2 subs. But by the mid-second period, they were done, drained. They had nothing left. So hockey is a grueling sport to play, the back-to-back nights. So all Nashville, guys, all Nashville. Don't doubt that it's going to be a 5-1 blowout.
Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about the Kings. I'm done with them. No way. I like Forsberg, Johansson, and Fiala off the top line. All 3, I think, are in play. I like Cal Turris and Craig Smith as a pairing off that second line. I think those 2 guys are in play. And I like Colton Sissons at 3,800 off the third line. I believe he's in play. So those 6 there, Sissons, Turris, Smith, Fiala, Johansson, and Forsberg. Defensively, pricey, yes, but Roman Josi, man, 24 shots in the last 5 games. It's almost 5 shots a game. It's 2.5 point floor right there, just with that. So with the blocks added in there, man, throwing an assist or a goal, you're there. No problem. I like Josi. Ekholm, a little cheaper, but not quite the production. It's really Josi for me. And I'd have to look into the special teams. I didn't get a chance to dive into none of that. I don't like Bonino. Don't play him. He was washed up when he left Pittsburgh. And I like Rene, man. It's gonna be tough getting him in there, but at 8,500, I don't think you're gonna get much. Not much ownership there. So yeah, it's all Nashville here, man. And like, yeah, it's literally that simple. I think Nashville is your cash game plays here. At minus 245 favorite, I think that's where the ownership is going to go, and follow them there. Try to get something a little different somewhere else. You know what I mean? I think if you're playing cash games, especially, smaller cash games, 23, 31 man cash games, some shit like that. Yeah, play Nashville. And with that being said, we'll move right on to the next game. It's a little better anyway. Got the Edmonton Oilers heading into Calgary to take on the Calgary Flames. The Flames are a minus 135 home favorite. We have a 6 over-under in this. And the goalies in this one is going to be Koskinen and Riddick. And they're both confirmed, I believe.
Ooh.
What do you like here? Oh, by the way, shout out to Raiders fan again, man. He's on there killing it, man. So he's cashing 2 nights in a row. Nice. Good deal, bud. Go ahead.
Interesting. When you look down, and the first thing that caught me, I'm scrolling right down your goalies there when you're telling me, because I did notice it's the backup. These backups are performing better than the starters. And I think you're going to get a solid play whatever way you game script this. I got a game script saying that Calgary wins this game at home. And that being the case here, I like Gaudreau and I like Monahan. I like Gaudreau to actually get a goal tomorrow night in this one. He's obviously, you can see it here, slumping. They got goals, 2 assists there, so he's a little bit of struggle, but it's favorable. Elias Lindholm, I'm going to leave him off at that 5,900 price tag. He does have, you can see there, he has 3 power play points. So this is just first look, guys. So don't impale me or anything for thinking I'm crazy for not taking them. These are just like these are me trying to analyze what I'm going to do with my lineup with the cash that I know it's going to cost me, and that's what makes it difficult, right? This second line pairing, if I do it, it's going to be Kachuk and it's going to be Backlund for sure. And look at that shot production, 36 shots in 5 games between the two of them. That's great production there, and I'll take every bit of that. Neal's just, I tell you what, it makes me, even though like all he did for the Pens was take stupid penalties, we still love Malkin, right? So it pains me to see Neal struggling like this. It really does. You know, what Calgary's doing with them reminds me of the Penguins when they brought in Jerome Iginla after he's been in the league for like 9 years playing the same position, and then says, you know what, we're going to put you on the other side, even though you're already a Hall of Famer at that position. I mean, that's the kind of stuff we got going here. James Neal was never a third liner. Why they would spend that much? Just don't pick him up. If you're going to like play him that way in your scheme, don't pick him up. There's other options there, especially you got your youth. You knew you were in a growth phase that you needed to wait a couple years. Go to your farm system and bring someone up instead of putting the cash in for Neal. And that's my rant for the day on that. You look defensively, I still like Giordano. At 5,800, I might seek other avenues, maybe run Travis Hamonic. I ran Hamonic the other day when he had that goal. And look at this. It's given him some confidence. 17 shots, 9 blocks at 4,500. I'm probably playing him over Hamilton. And, yeah, you can see a little bit of production here from this power play now on this first power play. And obviously no production on that second power play, so leave it out. You're going to look at this first power play, and that's how you're going to run it. And those that know and follow Edmonton really well knows how atrocious their penalty kill is. When you look at Edmonton, it's easy to see where you're – if anytime you're playing Edmonton, it starts with – Connor McDavid, best player in the world. So 1 goal, 4 assists. They've been a little slower than production. Draisaitl's actually been getting the most of it. So I have no problem running Draisaitl McDavid if you're game scripting it that way. Like I said, I would definitely play these guys a lot more if Mike Smith was playing. The fact that it's David Rittich, I think he's the better goalie. Certainly stats would show it as of late. So, yeah, maybe if you even want to take a one-off from this game, I have no problem running Draisaitl. There you see where Ryan Spooner is on that second line with Nugent Hopkins. I'm interested to see how that works out. I think that could be a good thing. I didn't mind Spooner in the Rangers. It's just hard to get good luck when you were at the Rangers who were having some trouble. No interest defensively here from the Edmonton side, and no interest in Koskinen either. So mainly I do game script this to be more of a 4-3 type game, but I look for Calgary to be on the winning end.
Yeah, I think it goes over the 6, so I don't want any goalies here. Neither one of them. You just think if you're giving up at least 3 goals, it's going to be too much. So Edmonton side here, I like the pairing of McDavid and Draisaitl together. Nugent Hopkins, we'll see here. I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach there. So really, I think it's Connor McDavid and Draisaitl pairing for me. I'll take a shot on Clefbaum at 5K. See, yeah, he's on that power play, so I'd throw Nugent Hopkins in there too. But it's I don't think so. I think it's Draisaitl and McDavid for me here. Those 2 guys. And like I said, I don't want no goalie here, so I'll avoid Koskinen. I do think Calgary pulls out the win here. You know what I mean? I don't see why not at home. They should be able to handle that. So, Gaudreau, Monahan, Lindholm off that top line, that's fine. Looks like Monahan's the only one scoring as of late. Gaudreau's still shooting though, so that's good. I like Kachuk and Backlund together actually as a pairing off that second line. That's really nice. I agree with you on the whole James Neal rant. I'm not going to get into it other than you're spot on. He's not a third liner. So yeah, Kachuk, Backlund, top line, Gaudreau, Monahan, Lindholm, all rather nice. Defensively, I always like to play Giordano. At 5,800, I think he's on the top power play line. He is. So, I think he's in play. So the top power play unit is the way I would look at it. Those guys right there is who I would play. Kachuk, Monahan, Gaudreau, Lindholm, and Giordano. And if you just wanted the pairing of Kachuk and Backlund, I think that would be all right. And I don't want no part of Riddick. Anything else? You want to take on the last game of the slate here?
Let's tackle this last one.
All right. As we're talking at 1:30 in the morning, Eastern. St. Louis Blues heading into San Jose to take on the San Jose Sharks. The Sharks also will draw some ownership, even though it's a late slate. Actually, you know what? They might not draw much ownership on a Saturday night, especially when they're the absolute last game on the slate as the late slate hammer. So I don't know, man. Minus 201 home favorite, 5.5 over under in this game. Looks like Johnson and Jones. I believe Johnson was confirmed too. What do you like here?
For me, it's this San Jose team. They've definitely made some updates to their lines. I love that first line actually. Timo Meier, Logan Couture, and Joe Pavelski. Great, I'll take it. Which way do I want to go? It's probably Timo Meier and Joe Pavelski and leaving out Couture, just for the shot reason, and that, you know, Pavelski's for sure right, and he's playing real hot lately. You see Kane's down here this third line. He's still shooting a lot, and at 5,600, I think I'm steering away from Kane. I'd rather I know Joe said the other day Donskoy got his one goal. He's not due for a couple weeks, but I'd rather do Donskoy there at 3,700 and take a chance there if I'm looking at that third line. But mainly, like I said, it's his first line for me. I don't have much interest in this second line, but it is probably one of the cheapest second line stacks you can run. So if you're thinking that St. Louis on a back-to-back has a real rough game, then I don't see any reason why you couldn't play like Sorensen, LeBlanc, and Thornton. Thornton, I don't know. I guess, I guess Sorensen, Thornton, or even LeBlanc, Thornton. I'd run two of those three either way if you'd want, because I just don't trust St. Louis to get streaky, right? I mean, isn't that the theory? They're just so streaky. And St. Louis, they're having a pretty good. They're on their. This will be their fourth game on their homestand, and they're 2-1. They just lost the other night to Toronto. So, and from the St. Louis side, I don't mind Bozak and Shen on that second line either, but mainly, like, we can't ignore, guys, it's O'Reilly, it's Tarasenko, and it's Schwartz. This first line, when St. Louis wins, these guys have production. And this 2 goals that you see when you're on daily faceoff, guys, as for Oscar Sundqvist, is now 3 goals in 5 games, because he had another goal tonight. So on that fourth line, Oscar Sundqvist at 3,100, he's in play. Defensively, Pietrangelo at 5,900, he's still a viable option. Vince Dunn at 4,300, I don't mind him. And I'm actually favoring Vince Dunn over Parayko in tomorrow's slate. And let's see, home stats for San Jose. Yeah, I would steer clear from this St. Louis power play and more lean towards the lines. San Jose has a pretty good, solid penalty kill. So that's where I'm at. Yeah, if you're really aiming on St. Louis, though, O'Reilly and Tarasenko, they're your shoe-ins. I mean, that's like this tandem is like running Bergeron and Pasternak, right? They're very similar players in that they both shoot a lot, and you are at least guaranteed a nice low floor for them, or a nice high floor, I should say, for them. But I don't like either goalie in this one either. Not on board the Martin Jones and not on board the Chad Johnson train, because I look for this maybe to be another 5-3 game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't want no goalie here. Just touch base real quick for me. It's real simple. St. Louis, it's the top line and the top line only. It's all I want to play. I don't want to play nothing else. Defensively, I do like Vince Dunn. Pietrangelo is a little better, higher price though, $5,900. So if you can fit Pietrangelo, take him. If you can't fit him, take Dunn. Dunn's on that top power play unit, so that'd be all right. Like I said, I don't want any goalie. San Jose, playing much better. Much better. That top line is rather nice, actually, now with Timo Meyer, Logan Couture, Joe Pavelski. I could take a shot on that. What the hell? Why would they move Joe Thornton up? What, is Hurdle out? Hurdle's hurt. Okay. So, Kane's nice off the third line. These guys are cheap. That second line is cheap. You could take a shot on them anyway. I won't mind it. They're scoring. They're assisting. They're shooting. It's all fine. The only thing they're not doing is blocking shots. So maybe they're out there just to score goals. So Sorensen, Thornton, LeBanc, take a shot on. Brett Burns is your defenseman. That's who you want to play. Carlson still ain't scoring yet, man. I'm going to wait on that until he scores. I played Justin Braun the other night. I screwed up. I shouldn't have played Braun. I should have played Joakim Ryan. Ryan had the assist. If I had that assist from Ryan or with Braun, it would have been a much better night for me, but it still worked out. And no Markstrom here. And that's it for me, man. You want to jump over? We'll run the game out quick and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, let's run the game. And I feel good about the game tonight. Feel good.
All right. What do you got for your diamond stack?
All right, guys. Right before I get into that, he must be a very good analyst here. DeBoer says Hurdle probably, and in quotes, probably won't play Saturday versus the Blues, but Hurdle's at least day-to-day. They have it. So,
okay.
Little news there. For me, the diamond stack, I'm going to the second-line Vancouver team here. I like Nikolai Goldobin, Elias Pettersson, and Louis Eriksson. Second line Vancouver.
Oh, boy. No way. I'm taking the diamond stack pick of the day. John Kruk, Kyle Turris, Craig Smith, line 2, Nashville. What do you like for your snowflake?
I'm going to that same game, and I'm going to have to say this first line of Los Angeles with Iafallo, Kopitar, and Brown. Iafallo did have the goal tonight for LA, and it was a pretty weak goal at that.
Yeah, but even at that, that's not enough, you know?
Nope, that's it.
I'm going to take the other obvious one then, Arizona line 1. Let me pull them up. I didn't pull them up. Arizona line 1, Panic, Galchenyuk, Fisher. Yeah, definitely. I don't think they got enough to keep up with Boston's line 1. What do you like for your Boulder reward?
I think we're probably going to be on the same 2 games here, but give me I think it's going to be Halak for Boston.
That was my second one. Yeah, it was my backup in case you took my first one. And you obviously know my first one is going to be Rene. So that's who I'm taking. Pekka Rene for the Boulder Award. Let me give me a real quick overview of the whole slate. What you like?
Yeah, I look for a lot of these to be pretty high scoring games. You know, with the losing team having 2 to 3 goals in the loss. Like we said, the Bruins, Coyotes, and the Kings and Predators are pretty one-sided for us. I think for both of us, I think those are going to be your kind of gimme games. Edmonton and Calgary with those 2 backup goalies, I can kind of see that being a low-scoring game. But I find it hard to get a read on it. You know, obviously that's the thing with backups. You don't see them enough in action to know what kind of production you're going to get. I look for the Blue Jackets to continue their scoring ways, probably putting up 5 goals on Carolina. So a lot of good action there. I'm going to get on board there. Panthers, Rangers, kind of middle range scoring game, I think. I look for Penguins to get that much needed win against Ottawa tomorrow. And especially when I looked at Ottawa, the past 2 games, they've only had 3 goals for. So hopefully that's a good sign that either maybe they play to Smith or maybe Murray doesn't suck tomorrow. And I don't know. I'm probably going to, in the last thing, and 2 more things, is I think I'm going to have interest to watch that late game tomorrow. For Raiders fans, we're going to try to get Yenzer on Hockey, who provides our just general knowledge on next small slate. Look for that to be like when there's not 8 games, because you see how long it takes to really get a good breakdown of these games. But there's been a lot of injury updates, and it's not just us thinking that. From a DFS, you know, you get ready to get that nice stack in, and you see DTD by your guy's name, and you're like, what the heck? Injuries are big out there. There's a lot of top name guys out there, and we just want to, usually we like to do that once every couple of weeks, bring them back on board and see. And, there's been a couple trades, so maybe he can give us some updates on where he thinks that's going to go.
Yeah, we'll have to do that next short slate. And whatever, man. Here's the way I look at it. After my first look, my goalies left are Luongo, Price, Halak, and Rene, man. That's all I got left. It's going to be 1 or 2 of those 4 guys. As far as offense goes, I mean, it's all over the place. There's plays all over the board. Columbus is hot in play, certainly. Carolina, Florida, New York Rangers, they're both in play the whole game. The Pittsburgh-Ottawa game, that's in play. I'm not playing Vancouver. Scratch him off right now. I like Montreal there. I'm not playing Arizona. Scratch him off like Boston. I'm not playing Los Angeles. Scratch him off like Nashville. Edmonton, Calgary, that's in play. St. Louis, San Jose, that's in play. And that's all I got. And we are going to get out of here. So for JS Miner 87, I'm Joe Miner 3131. Check us out on Twitter. Follow the channel at DFS Quarry. Thanks to everybody watching. Thanks for everybody who's already following us. We did try to put out a contest today. It didn't fill. Next time, I mean, I did a 25-man, so maybe it was a little too much. Next time, I'll try for a little shorter night, man, or shorter slate, shorter contest, whatever the hell you want to call it, man. And hopefully that one will fill, where you guys are seeing what we're actually doing here. And with that being said, give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Click that subscribe button so you can never miss out on us and all our great, wonderful picks, man. And share the video. We appreciate it. And we'll catch you tomorrow night for another slate breakdown. Good luck.